Hi, I'm Litvarski and I want to introduce to you the ZZ9000 card, which I will install into my Amiga 4000T. This card is from MNT and it has four different things it does. So first of all, it's an RTG card, which can show you up to full HD resolution graphics on your Amiga. Secondly, it gives you 256 megabytes of fast autoconfig fast RAM on your Zorro 3 machine. Zorro 2 machines may not get it. But then third, you get Ethernet port, so you can surf the internet with your Amiga. And fourth, you may get some USB sticks working with it. It has a USB port. I had problems with that one, so that's the least useful thing you have there. But anyway, I will introduce the card first to you and then I will install the software and show you the results. So let's take a look at what is inside the box. I have already opened it and removed the packing materials and such. But the most important things are inside. So we get this, first of all we have this quick start manual, which is inside the, you can find this from the internet. So this is an A3 paper and it has schematics on the back side. And on the front side, the most important things are the hardware installation instructions and software installation instructions. Then we have the card itself, this one, and then we have this what's it called? This is called the ZZ9000 card, and this is ZZ9000CX. I understand that this is just for capturing the video output of the Amiga, and then this is connected with this ribbon cable and to this card, and then this card passes the video through when the video output is on RGB mode. So you don't have to hassle with two different outputs. Everything is coming from this HDMI. So what we have on the card here, well, this is the Sync FPGA chip, and then here we have two ARM coprocessor chips. These are for offloading, for example, JPEG and MP3 decoding and other stuff from the Amiga. So they can be handled by these coprocessors, these two. And then I think this is the 1 GB of DDR3 memory. So the ports in the back then. So there's this, like this. So there's this HDMI output, the Ethernet, USB, and then you have the micro SD card slot. Then what we have to do is to install it. Install the whole thing. And yeah, I should get the smaller, shorter cable, which is not expensive, but this will work. So how do you install this? It's very simple because you can do it in only one way. You see that there's this small hole here, and on here you have this one on the middle of this ribbon cable, or the plastic part of it. You have this little plastic knob or whatever, and it does not go this way because the knob doesn't get into the hole. There's only one way to put it, so it's not a problem at all. So this goes here, and then the same thing with this ZZ9000 CX. There's this hole in the middle, so you cannot really go wrong here. So we're ready to install this into our machine, and this goes of course to the Choro 3 slot or Choro 2 slot, whichever you have, and then on this CX card this goes to the video slot. So this part goes to the shorter part of the video slot, and then this one goes to the longer part. There's this hole in the middle, but this is the video slot is in two parts, which the length of the video slot first part is like this, and then the second one is from here to here. So let's get installing. So now the ZZ9000 is installed onto the motherboard, but the software installation is not ready. So there is a short software installation procedure in the quick start guide. I will go through this now. So let's start the machine and right. So one thing which you should do before installing the card is that you should take the newest firmware, so that you don't have to do it afterwards. Because at least for me, my micro SD card, which you use to upgrade the firmware, the micro SD slot is it is quite deep in it's somehow very hard to reach it from outside the machine. So when I'm changing the micro SD card, I have to physically remove the ZZ9000 card itself, and then I can reach the slot. So it's just easiest to change the firmware before installing the card itself. So that's one thing I'm not happy about, but fortunately that's not often you have to change the SD card. So we have a black screen, and this is at least for my machinery, this happens in the beginning. So let's see, do we have even a signal? No, we don't even have a signal as of yet, but we should get a signal quite soon. So this is ZZ9000 is already connected via HDMI. So the pass-through works already when you install the card physically. You don't have to install any software for the pass-through to work. Right, there's the picture, and I'll just go full screen now so you can notice the picture quality better. So my TV doesn't get a picture from this HDMI, so you may need to use the RGB to SCART or whatever is your preferred way to get the picture without the ZZ9000. But actually, yeah, we cannot maybe fix this as of yet. But yeah, you may need to use the RGB to SCART or something else before installing the software, because your TV might not, or TV or monitor might not show the picture. Because I think this is a fake native mode, and my TV does not understand those fake native modes for some reason. I don't know the details. But anyway, you can notice that the picture quality is very good, so it's very crisp. The picture, it's just like using WinUAE or another emulator, and you get the picture straight to the, you get a very crisp picture. So for comparison, I just switched to OSSC, RGB to SCART, and the SCART connection to the OSSC. And you can notice that this is not as perfect picture. It's a little bit dimmer for some reason. And what you can also notice from here, immediately this newest firmware, which is at the moment 1.8, it automatically gives you fast memory for a Choro 3 machine. So I'm using Amiga 4000T, and this is Choro 3 slots, of course. So it has this auto config fast RAM, 256 megabytes of fast RAM, and you can see here that it's about 256 plus the 16 megabytes which I originally had before this ZZ9000 card. But anyway, let's get installing. So first we need to install the RTG system. Let's go to Disk Master, and it's Picasso 96. So we get the Picasso 96 installed draw, and there's a setup inside it. And yeah, of course, there are two choices. You can purchase the Picasso 96 from individual computers, or you can take the free version, which is on Aminet, the older version of Picasso 96. I'm using the newer version, which is bought from individual computers. You can see here. So this is pretty simple. First install. Yeah, this says that back up your current system before installing. And you have to disable your current graphics board drivers and reboot if there are any. I don't have any, so no problem. We don't read the manual now. Here is the important bit, that we have to choose Altice graphics board and nothing else. Yes. Printer patch. This solves problems with printing on 24-bit screens. I don't think we need it, because if I recall correctly, there are no 24-bit screens on the ZZ9000, only 8 or 8, 16 or 32. So I'll choose no. So Picasso is installed, and now next we install, yeah, this if you want to use the network of the ZZ9000, then you need to install Roadshow or something different. You need the TCP IP stack. I'm using Roadshow on this machine, and there haven't been any problems, so it's good. Next we need the installer. You see I have the older installer, but this 1.8 is the newest. Here you get another install procedure. Yeah, let's go beginner. Here I put yes. My monitor supports 50 Hz modes. Then if it doesn't, then you should choose no, so that the scannable works a bit differently then. I won't install the USB storage driver because I have experimented with it and I haven't got it to work with my machine. It's probably because I have too big of a USB memory stick. It's recommended to have only up to 4 GB partitions, and when I'm doing trying to mount the USB stick, it says that it cannot do it. So I'm not going to install it at all at this point. Then the Ethernet driver, I will do that. And yeah, requires an Roadshow or Miami DX or similar. Then you have the unique MAC address, which is on your user manual. So you have to check that one out. So after that we get an example net interface for use with Roadshow. Well, example net interface. I'm using Roadshow, and at least when I'm putting yes, choosing yes, then the Ethernet works straight out of the box. So that's the installation done. And when you check the manual, the quick start guide, you will see that that's really all you have to do. But let's see what happens, for me at least. Yeah, so I get this error message that Picasso 96 could not create graphics board context for ZZ9000. And we will get around this in a moment. It just takes a little while to boot in the Workbench after this error message. Right, we are in the Workbench again, and let's see, what was the problem? Yes. Yeah, I remember. So, the problem here seems to be that we have to go first to the boot, libs, and Picasso 96. So, here we have the ZZ9000.card, and then we got this .zip file. these are which are used, or they should be used, but for some reason it seems that the Picasso 96 looks for Altai's card instead of ZZ9000 card, and this won't work. So what we will have to do is we have to delete the Altai's card completely, or rename it to old or something different. Then we will copy ZZ9000 card into RAM and rename it to Altai's card, and then put it there. Oh, I'm getting a call. So after this we get that Picasso 96, it still looks for the Altai's card, but now the Altai's card really is the ZZ9000 card, and everything will work fine. It's just the name is different, but that's not a big deal for me, at least. So we can now start up the ZZ9000. So now you see that the screen changed a little bit. And here from prefs you go to screen mode, and you can notice that now you have lots of choices for the display mode. But what I noticed is that well, I'm still having a fake native mode and high-res mode. I still have to do one thing here, because my TV doesn't show the fake native modes. It's not compatible for some reason. So I put the fake native modes to no. This also is useful for VHD load games, because if you start VHD load games, then at least for me it crashes if I have fake native mode. Nothing will start, and actually everything will crash even. So it's better to have this on no, for me at least. Maybe we can start again and go to screen mode. No, we have to reboot. So let's reboot. Right. So now we have rebooted, and from the screen mode we see that the fake native modes are restored to just the PAL modes. And now my TV does show the picture, so I can change to HDMI. But yeah, let's go for the full HD immediately. Worked. So let's save it. So you can see that there's lots of space now. And let's now even do something with the screen. VB pattern, and then we take a picture. From my USB stick I choose this Beijing.if. Dithering and color can be poor, and I have tested this, so this will work, but it's a full HD picture, full HD if file actually. So it will take a couple of seconds to load it. So I usually use JPEG files. They take a little bit less time to load for me because I have a FPU. I think the FPU helps. But at the moment I don't have the data type, so I haven't installed the best Workbench yet. So I use the if file. So let's test the Ethernet. Sorry about the noise. I browse. Let's go to amiga.org. Right, we get to amiga.org without any problems. It is quite slow, but it works. So maybe you can use this to go to Aminet or something else, simple sites, and download from the Aminet. I use the Xsurf 100 and Rapid Road. Well, Rapid Road doesn't do anything in that, but I use the Xsurf 100, and the Xsurf 100 is much faster loading amiga.org. So now this is ready. So it's a little bit slow to use the Ethernet of the ZZ9000, but it's better than nothing, naturally. And there's no conflict with the Xsurf, but Xsurf 100, but Xsurf 100 is much faster, it seems, from my short test. Yeah, let's show still the USB procedure for mounting the USB stick. So what do you need for the USB stick to work? You need to install FAT95 and MountDOS 12. These are from Aminet, and the instructions in the quick start guide help you with that. And then you have to enter into shell this kind of command. Yeah, so I don't even have the USB stick on the ZZ9000, so it naturally doesn't work. But this was the same error message I got when I had the stick in the correct slot. But I believe that the problem was that my USB stick has too much space. It's over 4 gigabytes. So this is the USB stick thing is the least working part of the ZZ9000 of these 3 things or 4 things. The memory, fast memory, then there's the graphic RTG, then there's the Ethernet, and then there's the USB stick. For me the USB stick does not work, and for me the Ethernet is obsolete because I have Rapid Road 100. But the memory and the RTG are very, very good, both. So I think that's it for me, and if you have any questions, then you can ask me or direct them to MNT directly. Oh yeah, and I will put a link to this great ZZ9000 website made by, was it, let's see now, I forget the name. Was it Dimitros? No, it's Greg Donner. So he has a very nice site for ZZ9000 and with links and troubleshooting and such. So, thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye.